Усім привіт, з вами Реворн, продовжуємо проходити Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Зупинилися ми в новій локації і, ну, в принципі, я думаю, якщо дивилися, ви знаєте, де ми, що ми.
And with your fortune.
That gets worryingly smaller every day, Lord Trotsnor.
Hardly surprising if you're putting up the Margrave here.
No, that's more down to his Hungarian cousin.
Perfectly, my lord.
Так. Одразу напіздям купа хавки.
My apologies.
Закинем в топочку. Ляпс. 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 И ляпс.
But we've already eaten, and I wasn't expecting more guests. I wouldn't want to give the impression that I'm feeding you with leftovers.
Not to worry, Sir Peter. The leftovers from the Margrave's table are still a banquet for us. For me, at least. But I'm just a village girl.
I wouldn't have thought it, good wife.
Oh, you would, sir. But don't concern yourself. I don't mind it.
Так.
The last few weeks we've been sharing dried bread and stewed peas with a horde of dirty warriors. I seriously doubt that
принципі,
the
можна
fare you
буде.
offer could offend us.
Я сподіваюся,
Undoubtedly, you've been
я
troubled.
не одразу.
And we've a lot more to face.
Ладно, потрібно говорити, да?
Eat whatever takes your fancy, my friends. You look like you've had a hard journey.
Ah, the journey wasn't so bad, especially compared to what came before it.
Where are you coming from, anyway?
From Trusky.
That's Sir Otto von Burgo's domain. What were you doing there, pray tell?
We were in a castle cellar, talking to an old acquaintance.
My God, how did that happen?
Simple. I'm in the service of Lord Sokol of Lamberg, same as Dry Devil, and I had a job to do around Trusky, if you get my meaning.
Absolutely. But it wasn't much of a success, was it?
Actually, it was pretty much. We even took a castle.
Well, more like a small stronghold.
And we nearly got von Berghoff, too.
And what prevented you from completing that righteous deed?
Actually, it's a little bit my fault.
What are you saying, boy?
Me and my lords were sent to negotiate an alliance with von Berghoff. But that snake was using us the whole time to do his dirty work. He pretended he was willing to cross over to the side of Wenceslas. But instead, he sent us to fight against the king's allies.
And if that wasn't enough, von Orlitz and the Prague militia joined with him.
But why would the Pragas send forces to Trusky?
Ah, but they didn't, sir. They weren't sent to Trusky, but here. They just stopped off to visit von Berghoff because he was in a tight situation, and they took him along with them.
Here? To my fortress? Christ almighty.
Not just here, but everywhere where King Wenceslas still has supporters.
And that's also one of the reasons why we're here. We came to warn you. It seems Sigismund's run out of patience. He's going to break the truce and finish off the rebellion while he still has time. So he's convened all his followers in Kuttenberg with von Berghoff and von Orlitz in the lead. It's just a matter of time before the battles begin.
We've got to secure the fortress quickly, stock up on supplies, reinforce the guard and drill the troops. But I'm grateful to you, friends. Wait here. I'll have the best wine I have brought to you. Bring that red from Burgundy right away.
You might want to save some for Jobst.
I'll gladly risk his displeasure for this occasion.
It seems we both have the same opinion of Jobst, eh?
Well, that is, I wouldn't dream of disrespecting the Margrave. Where do you know him from?
I don't really know him as such. We merely know each other due to my original trade.
Yes, I've heard of you. They say you used to be, well...
Yes, a bandit. It's no secret, sir. King Wenceslas even put a price on my head once. And Catherine here, she...
I'm sure that's of no interest to the noble gentleman. And anyway, If anyone knows Jobst well, it's Henry here. You two are quite on friendly terms, aren't you?
Aye, we know each other well. We recently had talks together in Ratai.
Anyway, we're straying a little from the point. As I said, one of the reasons we came here is to warn you. And the other reason goes by the name of Hinek, the Dry Devil. Where is he?
Well, he was here for a while, at my invitation.
Was here? So he's gone?
Where did he go?
I couldn't say. He didn't part quite on the best of terms.
That's quite normal for him. Don't take it to heart, sir.
I had no issue with him. It's more about Margrave Jobst. When he met Hinek, he was somewhat disturbed.
Disturbed? Why?
Well, let's say, after an exchange of opinions, they agreed it would be best if they saw as little of each other as possible. I'm sure if you're interested in the details, the Margrave will explain it to you himself.
I'd be very surprised.
Так.
What was Dry Devil doing here, anyway?
Waging war, if you can call it that. He ambushed 3 of Sigismund's supply caravans and a troop of Cumans in these parts alone. It made me a little nervous. If anyone found out he was hiding out here, in the end, it was Jobst himself who sorted it out. He told Hinek he had to stop because he was interfering with his plans.
Why is Jobst taking such risks? He almost put himself in Sigismund's reach. What for?
To do what he's been doing all his life. Scheming.
One could put it that way. He's seeking allies amongst the undecided lords, and winning over to our side some of the ones who've sided with Sigismund so far.
He wants to make deals with turncoats?
Alas, that's the way it goes in politics. The majority lean towards the side where they expect the least problems. Just between us, I'm not too pleased myself about Jobst's strategy, and I'm the last one who'd wish for violence.
What do you think about all of this, sir? Sigismund, Wenceslas, Jobst?
What kind of question is that? Do you doubt my loyalty to our king?
No, that's not how I meant it.
Henry here sometimes forgets to weigh his words, sir.
That's all right. To be frank, we all know that King Wenceslas isn't the great man his father Charles was. But that is the way of the world. History is full of kings who didn't know how to wear the crown. The blood running in their veins is more important than what's in their heads. He's not a capable ruler. What of it? In my opinion, kingship is above all a guarantee of divine peace. A sovereign's greatest asset is his legitimacy.
But what if the sovereign is truly bad? If he's mad, say?
I'll put it this way. Nobody lives forever, lad.
Least of all bad kings. Isn't that right, sir?
So, what about us? What do we do now?
The Margrave will certainly want to talk to you, but the earliest he'll be back at the fortress will be tomorrow. I hope until then, you won't refuse my offer of a bed for the night.
Just an offer. So you'd let us leave if we wanted to?
Well, the Margrave did ask me to look after you until he returns, for the sake of security.
Whose security?
Good question. Yours, I expect.
Ah, so be it. I couldn't take another step anyway.
Sir, there's still one more thing we came for. Lord von Bergov is holding my lord, Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein, hostage. And we also have to warn Jobst's ally, John of Liechtenstein. Do you know anything about those two?
Sorry, I don't. I didn't even know von Bergau had come here until you told me. And I've heard nothing about Lord Liechtenstein.
Which is actually good news. If he'd been caught and executed, the word would be all over the region. So there's a strong hope he's alive.
Thank you for the warm welcome, Lord Pisek.
It's the least I could do, lad. My fortress is open to all the king's supporters, even if that does make it a bit crammed.
I suppose I ought to get to bed. Where can I sleep, sir?
I had some chambers prepared for all of you. Yours is right here in the palace. Cross that corridor and go up the stairs. You can't miss it. There's a garland above the door. But first, eat your fill. All of you. And maybe you'd like to bathe before going to bed. I told my servant Susanna to prepare baths for you. The baths are in the little house in the courtyard, right next to the well.
Окей. Так, мені потрібно переодягнутися. Бляха, що це за одяг? Капюшон слуги. Зняти. Що там ще в мене? Так, тут у меня был вот панский капюшон, да? И вот це, да? Він ще відрізняється трошки. Окей. Длинный комбинезон. Ага. Вот це, получается, воно було. И вот це. Так. Плащ кавалерии не. Блять, все в крови, пиздец. Непременно кошелек. И рыцарский пояс. Чорно-длинний комбінезон. Ні, це не воно, у мене було щось інше. У мене оце було, да? Угу. Так, що там у мене ще було? Перчатки нехай будуть. Заметно сношу більше. Окей. Мягкие подножия точно не моє, туфли ремесленника. Ні. У мене було штани ловчого, да? І були сапоги майстера ловчого. Окей. І що там ще в мене було? Кольцо із чистого золота. Разумеется. Вот тут самое дорогое, що в мене було? Оце, да? Може щось... О, глянь, ну обаяння більше дає. Ля прикол, а чого я про це не знав? Ось. Оце глянь, оце плюс 17. Ну воно дешеве. Наприклад, окуляри візьмемо. Ні, ну окуляри я не буду точно ходити. Серебряний крест з гранатом 24 дає. Хуяся. З емблеми. Ага. Давай оце одягнемо. Нехай буде. Обаяння, глянь. І всюди мінуса йдуть. Окуляри тільки дають. Так. Меч, нехай мій буде. Батькінський. По ідеї, как бы все, да? Ага, ні, не все. Так, у нас клинок. Что? Бритва Окхама? Чому він виглядає так? О, ну звучить прикольно. Ні, він якось менше важить. Факела нахер викинуть. Ну і чому їх тягати, правильно? Так. Кольчуга. Давай одягнемо. Шпора рицаря. Давай теж одягнемо, чо ні? Так.
Greetings.
Потрібно покупатися.
Lord Pisek said we could have a bath here?
Yes, sir. I prepared the hot water and fragrant oils myself. And I'll wash your clothes as well.
Thank you.
You needn't thank me, sir. And now, if you'll allow me, I'll help you undress.
Так, окей.
Hey, doggy.
Потрібно цю подружку ще закадрити. Чуть не забув. Не понял, що це таке? Кольцо Бога-то. Так. Потрібно ж, мабуть. Енергія не піднялась, блядь. Давай, що там у мене слабое? На энергию, что у меня там была якась хуйня? Календула нет, надо мне ромашков, по-моему. Твар ромашки. Сюда ляпс. І потім одеколон, да? Воно ж вином, да? Чи де воно, блядь? Де воно, блядь? Блядь. Де воно, блядь? Сука, не можу знайти, блядь. Матеріал іноя, блядь. Вот тут воно десь, блядь. Так. Набор портного. Что, давай нахуй все золотаем, ёбаный сырник. Особисто то, що я ношу. Подтвердить ляпс. Кузнеца, давай ляпс. Набор броника, конечно же, ёпта. Че, угораете? Все полагодити нахрен. Что? А чого вони не на мені? Утвердіть, окей. Оце, їбать. А с хуёв. Ребята, а с хуёв. Вишитий капюшон. У мене якийсь інший капюшон. О, ордена креста, ну ёпта. А чого воно поснімали з мене? Вот це що знялось? Алло, ребята. Так не годится. Бригантина, лянь. Це що? Креста теж було в мене, йопте. Це що? Теж було на мені. А чого воно познімало, йома? Что за бред? Так, и ну и сброя, соответственно, у меня был рыцарский как бы меч тут. И была ручница со свинцовыми пулями. І кинжал у мене, кстати, от такий буде краще. І факел у мене там був. Так, вообще супер. Зачекай. Забув. Іноя. Та бляха. Індиколон потрібен. Сильний лев. Давай, на нее слабого витратив. Бем. Обаяння підвищило. 30. Все, тепер вона моя. О.
What happened at Nebakov after the Praguers took the fortress?
You're asking me?
Oh, of course. I know you weren't there, but maybe you heard something. You know what goes on, right? I only remember that diabolical shot. Nothing after that.
That must have been really terrible. I heard the shot all the way from Troskowitz. I'm afraid all I know is when they took the fortress, Von Aulitz's men hung everyone they found there. I'm sorry, but most of ours got left behind there.
There was this healer called Clara there.
A girl of yours?
No, I don't know her well. But she was very kind to me. I suppose now I'll never see her again.
Poor girl. May God forgive her sins and grant her eternal rest. You have to live every day like it's going to be your last. That's all you can do in our trade.
Do you know if Michael, the adjutant, survived?
I'm afraid I do know. Zhishka said the shot killed him on the spot.
Did you know him?
Aye. He was a good man. He saved my life once.
I didn't know that. Do you want to talk about it?
Not now, thanks. Some other time, maybe.
Do you know Kozlik? Clever little fella. Surely he managed to get out alive.
I know him very well, and I reckon you're right. If anyone managed to escape from Nabokov, it was him. At least I hope so.
Thank you. That's all.
I'm sorry I can't tell you more.
No, that's all right. Thanks.
Так.
What do you think of Lord Pisek?
He's a real man, at least. Noble and good-mannered, but I hope his age has weakened his hearing. You should be ashamed of yourself asking about him when he's right next to us.
What do you plan to do now?
What do you think? Have a proper meal and then go and lie down?
May I join you?
At least we'd only take up one of Lord Pisek's beds instead of two. But I'd like to get some rest. And I advise you to do the same. We have lots of work ahead of us.
Сучка.
How are you?
Much better with hot food in my belly. But a pitcher of wine would be the best remedy.
Don't overdo it, though. Better to lose one eye than drink yourself blind. Any orders, Captain?
Now, eat and sleep. I'm not sure how long they'll treat us this well, so make the most of it.
Так, окей, а де? Він сказав, що принесе вина. Що, наїбав, що ли?
I mean no discourtesy, but I've never heard of you, sir.
Fret not, I take no offense. I can tell you come from far away. Everyone here in the region knows me. I used to be the mint master, the king's official who oversees the Italian court, where the Prague Russian is minted out of Kuttenberg silver.
That sounds important.
Indeed it is. And that is why Sigismund stripped me of my office as soon as he took control of Kuttenberg.
I know we're in Sukdal, and that this fortress belongs to you. I don't know anything else about it. Or about this area.
It's not exactly a royal castle, as you can see. You'll find dozens of such fortresses around Kuttenberg. As the town grew richer, many burghers wanted to climb the social ladder to join the nobility. They bought land and built fortresses. Kuttenberg is surrounded by plains, so they've been springing up like mushrooms after the rain.
Окей. Блять. Потрібно буде тут полутатися. Скільки замков, всякої хуйні. Думаю, можна знайти щось нормальне. Ну, пожалуй, це не зараз. Зараз потрібно... Так, потрібно до сундука підійти. Льонь, прикинь. Окей. Мені бажано би скинуть. Мені наверх же, правильно, да? О, наверх. Сподіваюсь, тут сундук мій буде стояти. Блядь, оце шикарне ложище. Скажи, що... Да! Сюда нахрен. Нахрен. Бляха. Так. Зараз будемо скидати. Кинджал. Кинджал. Так. Прикинь, меч не може в місце кинути. Вишитий капюшон. Бляха. По зброї це зрозуміло, доспехи. Капюшон слуги. Ну як трофей залишу. Вишитий капюшон, нехай буде. Чорний стяганий капюшон. Кстати. Я забув цей зробити. Мій стелсовий костюм. Стелсовый у меня был оце, да? Черный длинный комбинезон. Чи що в мене там був? Да. Черный длинный комбинезон. И оце. Плащ кавалерії. Потім що, перчатки у мене обмотки були. Ну, зараз вони є. Штани з подвязками. Не понял. То понятно. Башмаки бродяги. Давай башмаки бродяги, нехай її буде з подвязками. Ось оцей. Це викинем. Нафіг. Чи нехай будуть м'які подножия, нафіга мені? А з подвязками я кинув цей. Туди, короче. Зброя, що по зброї у нас? Зброя у нас тільки оце і оце. І... А ремні потрібно мені якісь чи ні? Ладно. Ну, в принципе, как бы все. Стелс-костюм є. С моими-то скиллами еще. Хуя себе, блядь. Меня хуй впіймають. Обычная стрела. Стріл мені зараз нафиг не потрібен. Доспехи. Доспехи. Оце, ну хуй знає, блядь, засорять цей. Ні, нехай буде, я її викину. Зачекай, що у мене в лошаді-то? Полезные штуки. Панцирь миланский, бля. А, зачекай. Во. Миланский панцирь. В сумку. Всадник наездника. Це все нехай буде. Так. Це поки нехай буде тут. Давай подивимось, спробуємо зробити з набору броніка. Полагодити зможу. Набор броніка. Ага. От, міланський панцир. Та й оце... А, я інше не можу. Давай подивимось, що там у мене. Міланський панцир. Де він, бляха? 95%. Все одно, сука, гірше, ніж. Ну він, сука, дорожче. І прочність у нього гораздо більше. Обаяння. Так, зачекай. Де набори, блядь? Кстати, матеріали потрібно скинути. Ну, оце, ну, блядь, ну давай для колекції скину. Навіть лагодити не буду. Длинний комбінезон, як сувенір тільки. Таким, як я вийшов. Жупан з гербом. Ну от оце, конечно, бляха. Потрібно його полагодити. Панцир наєзника скину туди, потім його продам. Латні перчатки теж нафіг скинуть. Так. Це все я потім продам. Сапоги путника. Що, блядь? Чи їх не пам'ятаю? Туфля ремесленника туди. Це я нахер викину. Штани з подвязками теж туди. Пища. Добре вино. І пиво. Ну, нехай поки будуть. Так, ну, в принципі, как бы, ну. Давай оце скинемо. І лошадь розгружу теж з приводу цього. Поки продавців нема. Лёня, чё знаю, подкова слетела. І окуляри теж. Туда. Окей, з цим вже розібралися. God be with you. Чи що вони кажуть? Так, зачекай. Отут мені потрібен набор броніка. Дай мені скільки? 4 штуки. І іное, да? Воно ж вино. Чи God bless you? Що вона каже? Бем. Доспіхи. Тепер дивимось. Опася, вот тут оно уже пизже идет. Бионский панцирь, но он спизжен. Бог знает где. Написано. Ладно, нехай буде. Блять. Не хочу ризикувати. Хуй на нього. Сапоги путника. Що за сапоги путника? А я в яких? Башмаки бродяги. Чо? Нахуй мені башмаки бродяги присрались? Те ж саме, блядь. Їх просто зараз полагоджу та все. Набор сапожника. Мастер ловча. О, хуяк. І все. Так, що там? Я скинув то, що я хотів. 241. Все одно дохуя щось важу. О, цю хуйню продай. Викинуть нафиг раніше. Башмаки бродяги. Ремесленника. І оце нафиг мені не подобається. Це я так понял, все, що в мене залишилось. Так, окей. Можна просто так походити тут. У принципі. Окей. Так, що тут нам пропонують? Придворные башмаки. Штани придворного. Виглядає статусно. Краще, ніж доспіхи. Де? Де ці штани, блядь? Штани придворного. Єбать, вони краще. Нахуй тоді. Мої. Ну, я їх скину в сундук. Звичайно, конечно, таке собі, но... Так. Іное, да? І портного потрібно. Сапожника, ля-ля-ля. Броніка, вот, блядь, портного, во. У мене є? Поюзаний, о, є, заєбісь. Бем. Well done. прикинь, и час не можу мотать, блядь. Да что ж такое? Тільки вот такие кімнати можу облутати. Сука. Вже тільки завтра зможу повноцінно полутати. Ладно. Окей. Що тут ще є?
Wanker!
Так. Відкрити, що тут у нас є? Кузниця, вообще супер. Це мені кудись сюди, да? Сюди, да? О, кузнец.
Well, blacksmith, how's it going?
Worse and worse, friend. Since Sigismund came this way, I've had so much work I hardly sleep. You know, everyone suddenly realized that the blunt, rusty weapons they have at home aren't worth shit.
I'll have a look at the
Окей.
web.
Давай, що в тебе тут є такого цікавого? Рицарський топор, ля-ля-ля. Високий шапель. Короткая кольчуга. Опа, лядь. Хуяся. Можна буде щось подобне, кстати, потім на гражданський купити. Топор конника. Давай купимо. Так, а що? А я продать ніхуя не зможу, да? Потому що я, сука, все виложив. Потому що я думав, що я йду воровать. Блядь. Сука. Блядь. Ладно, я до тебе
What can you do,
пізніше
sir?
зайду.
Maybe next time then.
Окей. А, і вийти я теж не можу. Це що? Коптильня. Ебать, тут уже места пошли. Бля. Та і хуй на нього куплю, блядь. Мало ли зараз уїдемо звідси. Кудись в інше місце. Та блядь.
What do you have?
Та блядь.
Show me.
Во.
I'd like to discuss. Sure.
Так, ну, це дохуя, по-перше.
Satisfied?
More.
Куди більше? Ти що, здуров?
Finally. I was glad to be of help to you, good sir.
Так, книги. Прикинь. Да, заскриптовано, короче. Письмо ловчего. Ладно, впадло читать. Кому цікаво, можете на паузу поставити і почитати. Окей. О, кстати, а ты, може, рецепти купляєш? Не хочеш
What
купити?
do you have?
Сука, не купляю, прикинь. Гад. Ну ладно. Да будет так. Хуяся. А заточить я его зможу? Чи ні? Скажіть, будь ласка.
I need to sharpen this.
Тепер острий як бритва. Да ладно. Так. Ой, видимо. Придеться спати йти. Я би хотів би щось таке виконати. Ну да ладно. Ну я так понял, я там потім зможу спати. Це моя майбутня кімната. Потрібно ж закрити двері, ёп. Щоб не вийобувались там ніхто. Ніхуя ся, бля. Ну.
So you got your revenge? Father, did it make you feel any better? It did. So what comes next?
Mark von Aulitz is next. Then von Burgov.
And is that what you really want, son? No matter how many people you kill, you can't change what's happened.
It's what I want.
Are you sure, Henry?
What's happening? Why are you waking me up? You again?
Yes, the Margrave is calling for you, sir. You and the other gent.
You mean Zizka?
I suppose. I don't know what his name is, but he's waiting down in the courtyard. I'm just on my way to tend to his wounds.
And what about Catherine?
That's the good wife who arrived with you? I don't know. I think I saw her with our captain.
Ugh. Very well. I'll go now.
Before you go, I brought you something for breakfast. In case you're hungry. Oh, have I been too bold?
No, definitely not. Thank you. Do you need anything else?
No, sir.
So, why are you standing here?
You haven't dismissed me, sir.
Oh, I see. You may leave. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Це, блядь, недопонімання, це вообще пиздец. Все, повноцінний день. Зараз з ким-то там розмовляємо і можна пошаритися в цьому замку.
Christ, pardon me.
Тут просто дохуїща всяких замочків, котрих потрібно, ну, розколупати, подивитися. Жопою чую, тут щось хороше є. Навіть у нее кошель який блестящий. Ребятки. Потрібно їм провести майстер-клас.
I'm sorry.
Greetings. God be with you. You see, my Nadama, we aren't idle here. My men train like that every day.
Admirable. If Sigismund and his army happen to turn up, you'd have 2 warriors.
But why would he come here?
Why wouldn't he? Lord Pesach used to be the king's minister. Lo, the worth Henry of Skalitz. I'm just holding a discussion with the captain here about his desolate fortress.
That's not how I'd put it. In the end, as my Großvater said, the strength of a castle is measured by its garrison. And mine is one of the best in the region. What do you say, lad? Am I right?
Так.
Well, your grandfather was right. A castle with a weak garrison is no good for anything. But your men... I'd say the girls from our village would do a better job of defending the place.
What did you say, you bastard? Why don't you show us how it's done, then? Now that we have Großer Meister among us, we should make use of him, shouldn't we?
Sure. If it'd make you happy.
Show us what you're made of, my knight.
Come, Junge. We'll stuff your clothes with straw, so you don't come to any harm, and let you have a go against one of ours. Pulcock, come here! The first to bleed loses.
Так.
Bad luck. Enough! I give up!
Ну.
Excellent, Henry.
It was nothing.
Gut gemacht. You have my admiration. You really are good with the sword. I hope my idiots learned a thing or two from you.
You should receive some kind of reward for that feat.
And what rewards would you have in mind?
I was rearranging our saddlebags, and I remembered I took a small memento from Trotsky.
Oh. What is it?
A hunting crossbow. I even think it's von Berghoff's. I was meaning to sell it, but it might serve you better.
My word. Thank you. I better go and find Zizka. The Margrave is expecting us.
I saw Zhishka next to the stables. There was some girl hanging around him.
Do you want to come with us to see Yobs?
Not really. I'll go and pack my things instead. I have a feeling we'll have to leave soon.
Why?
A woman's intuition.
Окей.
I'd like to learn something.
What do you want to know?
Ніхуя себе. Ладно, а то потім. Блять, і вона ще каже, що ми уходить будемо. Що за арбалет, покажи. Хуяся, піжіні шмій арбалет. Хоча потрібно перевірити. Да, однозначно. Ні, зачекай. Сила 200. Тут 380. Хуяся. Круто. Так. Где Жишка? А, осень.
And this scar. It's strange, crooked, like a letter from a fancy book.
This fell off the battlements
А
of
что, я
Luxembourg
в боевом, да?
Lord above! From the walls! And were you conquering or defending that castle, sir?
Все, тепер нормально, порядочно.
Depends on how you look at it. We were storming a wine cellar, you see.
Ah, I do see. Only maybe you shouldn't go around telling people that, sir. It doesn't sound too heroic.
So what? Heroes like to have a drink too, now and again. I've got loads of scars from real battles anyway.
How are things, Captain?
What do you think? I've seen better days. And you, youngster?
Me? Well, considering what we've been through, surprisingly good.
Just wait until you've been through as much as I have.
Так.
I doubt I'll ever live long enough to be as battered as you.
Ha! Looking at you, I've no fear of that. Besides, how do you know how old I am?
I don't know. From how you look?
You might be surprised. War leaves its mark on a man. But enough chat. I see Jobst has returned to the fortress.
That's why I'm here. They're expecting us. I wanted to take Catherine along too. But she said she'd rather get the horses ready.
She's doing the right thing. And you better run ahead and greet the Margrave. I'll join you shortly.
Так.
Are you expecting trouble?
I always expect trouble. Jobst has turned coats more times than I can count. And the way things are these days, I'd rather have horses standing by, even on a visit to my parents.
Окей.
What about that dry devil of yours? Did you find out where he went?
No, nobody asked him where he was going, but it seems they're hoping it's as far away as possible. I'm not surprised. If I know him, he wasn't the ideal guest.
At least Jobst might know where he is.
He might. To be honest, that's the only reason for talking to him.
Так.
Should I really go and see Jobst on my own? He's a Margrave, though.
So what? You already know him better than I do. You met him in Ratai. I only know what I've heard about him.
All right, but he sent for us both. How's it going to look?
A bit odd, I suppose. But you must understand, I'm doing this for our benefit. The less time I spend with a Margrave in one room, the better.
All right, then. I'll be going, then.
Ну окей.
What the... Son of a bitch!
Excuse me.
Да, блядь, давай. Шевели.
Henry. Where's Captain Zhishka?
He got held up.
I received a report that von Bergov's banner is flying in the camp of my dear cousin Sigismund, so I assume the negotiations at Trotsky didn't go too smoothly.
No, sir. I don't have good news for you, I'm afraid.
Well, good or bad, I'm sure you have plenty to report. So what happened with von Bergov at Trotsky?
Так.
Bergov had no interest in our message. By the time we finally arrived at Trotsky, he'd already long since made a deal with Sigismund. But of course, he didn't tell Sir Hans and me anything. And on top of that, he used us to do his dirty work. Everything went to hell in the end, and we ended up in a dungeon. Or at least I did. They took Lord Capon away. In fact, that's why we're here. We were following von Bergov's trail.
So I've heard. But I'd be interested to know the details. It's been some time since our meeting in Ratai, and now you appear here by the side of a quite unexpected guest.
Well, it wasn't the best circumstances to meet Zhishka in. They sent him to the Trotsky region to cause problems, and our paths happened to cross. We crossed swords. I can only thank God we didn't kill each other.
And who was giving Zhishka orders? Do you know?
I have no idea, sir.
That's a pity. I would be very keen to know.
Так.
Forgive me, my lord, but how is it possible you don't know? Aren't you all on the same side?
Bear in mind that my dear cousin, His Majesty King Wenceslas, has many supporters, and each of them has their own ideas about how to defend him.
I understand. It seems complicated.
On the contrary, it's all quite simple. If I could get them all together in one banquet hall, give them their fill of wine and venison, they'd come to an agreement on the spot. Let's move on. I heard something about a pillory and poaching. What in God's name did you and Sir Hans get up to?
Так.
Things went wrong right from the beginning. We were ambushed, and we lost the letter. Lord Capon and I were lucky to get out of it alive. But no one at Trotsky believed that we were messengers.
Von Bergov refused to aid a nobleman in need. That seems pretty low for a man of his stature.
Well, to be honest, Lord Capon didn't really look much like a nobleman. We were ambushed while bathing in a pond, and then we fled through the woods. So we really looked like a pair of beggars.
Ah, that must have been a peculiar feeling for Lord Capon.
Так. Очень сложно, блядь.
Not only for him, sir. I may be just a bastard, but that doesn't mean I'm used to begging at castle gates dressed in rags.
Believe me, I didn't intend in the least to make such an insinuation. In any case, are you sure there's nothing else you want to tell me?
Так.
Well, you should probably know that Istvan Toth was working for von Bergov.
Who's he?
One of Sigismund's cronies. He was causing havoc around Ratai.
Ah, yes. Hanush and Radzig mentioned some such person. They even foolishly let him go.
They had to. They gave him their word.
Yes. Well, it's actually quite heartening that some people still have such naive ideas about the world.
Well, no one let him go this time. He's dead.
Very good. From what I've heard, he was a bandit and a cutthroat. There should be no dealings with his ilk.
Так.
Isn't Zizka a bandit too, though?
Zizka is loyal to Wenceslas, so he's no bandit or cutthroat, but a faithful servant of our king, carrying out resistance against his enemies. But let's move on. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me?
That's all that happened, sir.
Truly. My court messenger and bearer of tidings, both good and bad, John of Liechtenstein, has mysteriously gone silent. So every piece of information I get now is precious. By the way, you said you were in von Bergoff's dungeon. And I can imagine how they treated you there. Tell me, did you reveal anything?
Блять.
Well, they asked questions, yes. But I was counting on that, and prepared myself for it.
How did you prepare yourself?
Well, I mainly told them things I was pretty sure von Bergov already knew. Like that Radzig is a supporter of Wenceslas, that you and I met in Ratai.
And was he satisfied with that?
Well, I don't think he expected anything more from a simple servant of Lord Capon.
That's true. I must say, Henry, you've pleasantly surprised me. You can keep a cool head as the world around you burns. You'll make it far. Thank you for the news. You're free to go if you want. But I would be glad if you stayed at the fortress. As soon as it's possible, you can join a legation heading for Rattay. I'm sure you already want to go home.
Так.
What? Go home? I can't. I have to rescue Sir Hans. I made a promise I'd protect him.
A noble thought. But you mustn't worry about Lord Capon. I'm sure von Bergoff has him trapped in a gilded cage.
But I made a promise, sir.
I understand, but honestly, Lord Capon is now safer than you or I. The most sensible course now is to wait for the ransom demand.
Margrave.
Ah, Captain Zizka. Henry and I were just discussing Lord Capon.
Yeah, the Margrave thinks he's in no danger, and we should wait for a ransom demand.
As one does.
I wanted to talk to you about something else. I suppose you're wondering why your friend Hinnek, also known as the Dried Devil, isn't here?
Oh, there's plenty of gossip going on around the fortress. You and Pisek refused to grant him asylum.
Asylum is for those in distress, Captain. Hinnek came to burn and pillage. I have quite different plans.
And what might those be, Margrave? Sitting and talking while King Wenceslas rots in a dungeon. What would I expect? Not so long ago, you were conspiring with Sigismund against Prokop, your own brother!
It would be futile trying to explain to you the intricacies of the Luxembourg's dynastic politics. Let me just explain that that was what was called for in the situation. But I assure you that I am now acting in the best interests of this country and of King Wenceslas.
You're acting first and foremost in your own interests. Everyone knows that.
Strong words coming from a man who earns his bread by killing merchants on the road. No offense intended. I applaud your art. The pen is mightier than the sword, but there are times when it's vice versa. Enter!
All ready to leave now, sir?
Good. It's high time. I expect the captain was about to leave anyway. Are you not?
With pleasure.
And you, Henry?
Me? Well, sir, I made a promise.
I understand. I won't attempt to keep you here by force. But bear in mind, I have concluded a very fragile truce with Sigismund, which gives us time to get ready. And if anyone should disrupt my plans with headstrong acts of violence, there will be consequences. Grave consequences. I consider this matter closed. Farewell and good luck.
I get the feeling Yopes didn't make a great impression on you. Are we leaving?
Yeah. And Henry's going with us.
Wait, you'll help me find Capon?
Sure. But we'll need people for that. And information. Catherine, I've got a job for you.
Yes?
Go to Kuttenberg. Find out what happened to Liechtenstein. If anyone knows what's going on in this godforsaken country, it'll be him. In the meantime, we'll go and find Dry Devil and his band.
Good luck. I'd go all the way to Rome to spy if it kept me away from the devil.
Let's go!
Ебать, я очухался, я в якому... А.
What is your plan, anyway? Go from village to village, hamlet to hamlet, until we find him?
That won't be necessary. We just have to visit places where you can get booze.
So all the taverns and dens in the region?
If it comes to that.
I'm up for that.
Don't get your hopes up. We'll have a beer, listen to the local rumor mill, and if we don't find anything, we'll pay up and move on.
Where do we start?
I have heard of a place that's a favored meeting spot of bandits, poachers, and all kinds of scum. If I was looking for the devil, or at least someone who knows something about him, that's where I'd go.
Sounds like a good place to start. And if we find the devil, what then?
If we're ready to step on Sigismund's toes, we need capable men. And the devil's capable of anything, really.
I'm not sure what the three of us can achieve.
Hinek's not alone. He has the devil's pack.
Who?
That's what his band is called. They're exactly the sort of men we need.
And what do you have in mind when you say step on Sigismund's toes? What about Liechtenstein and Capon?
Same thing we did to von Bergoff. Don't worry. It's going to take a lot of time before we're ready. In the meantime, hopefully Catherine will find out where young Liechtenstein is hiding. If his...
Окей. Угу. Бля. Це що? Водопой. Кутная гора, бляха, ебать он здоровезный. Раз кузница. И я полагаю, что топовая броня вона тут. 2 кузница. 3 кузница. 4. Броник. Оружейник. Ще оружейник. Ёбаться. Мясник. Це що? Ристальщик. У нього самого кращого коня.
Spy network really lives up to the legend. He'll surely know where they're keeping young Capon.
I hope so. And when he's free, then we can step on Sigismund's toes. I'm sure Lord Capon will be happy to help.
In that case, he'd be better off staying in captivity. So, what do you say? Should we speed up?
Ну, давай.
The sooner we get there, the better.
Окей. Лагерь Сигизмунда.
I hope our journey doesn't prove... Keep your hand on your hilt, Henry. Around here, you never know what might happen.
I warned you you had it coming, you drunk.
Hang on. I didn't see it. Does feel better when I've had a drink. It's a gift from God.
Either you pay us back our coin, or you can leave your head with us.
You wouldn't get a groschen for an alternative, mine.
You're right about that.
I'd have a use for that turnip. But I can only pay for it with iron.
Shiska?
Turn on your heel and get going. If you value your life. You might have noticed there's more of us than you.
That can be fixed.
Изи. Изи-пизи, лаймон-сквизи. Шо, погнали? Ух ты, блядь!
Do I have to pull you out of trouble again? I see you're still a drunkard.
It's good to see you too, Shiska. What happened to...
That doesn't matter now.
Huh? Who's that? Where's your old band?
You're looking at all that's left of it.
I see we have a lot to talk about.
That we do. Anyway, this is Henry. Henry, this is Kubienka.
Hiya, lad. And thanks for the help. You're handy with a sword.
Thanks.
Not that I couldn't handle them myself.
He would be one of the best archers north of the Alps. If he wasn't drunk or with one arm in the stocks all the time.
Shouldn't we leave before someone notices the corpses?
Easy, lad. This was the devil's den. If we behave ourselves, the innkeeper will just charge us a cleaning fee, and that will be that.
There will be plenty of time to get acquainted with the local customs. We're looking for the devil. Where is he?
Well, when I said we have a lot to talk about, now is the time. This is the innkeeper, Dreadlight.
Gentlemen, I won't have this. You're murdering my guests and making a mess.
They started it.
They've been drinking on credit for half a day. Who's going to pay for this now?
If you search their pockets and sell their weapons, that should cover it. And I have a feeling Kubienka here owed them some dice winnings.
I didn't cheat.
Pay him.
All right, then. What did I do to deserve you? Here you go.
Ah, I see you are a nobleman and a generous one at that. You didn't have to, but thank you. I'm much obliged. You don't need to worry about anything. We'll clear away the corpses, pour some sand on the blood, and no one will know what happened here.
That's nice of you. But leave us alone now.
Nobody will be looking for them anyway. Only the catchpoles would be interested in them. You might even get a reward.
Did you hear Lord Chishka?
Yes, I did. Of course. I'm leaving. Just call if you need anything.
Так.
Is it just you and the devil here? Where's the rest?
That's the problem.
What problem?
Well, I'm alone here.
Who's this devil fella of yours, anyway?
He's an angry, dangerous murderer. Someone you want on your side, but never against you.
And a treacherous old fox, too. One time, he was besieging a castle, and when they refused to surrender, he dressed up as a begging hag. They let him in, and he slit their throats in their sleep. I still regret not being there to see that.
I was there. In fact, he kidnapped that hag's grandsons, and told her he'd cripple them unless she let him in the castle. She opened the gate for him at night, and you know the rest.
Ha! Well, I could better the way Devil tells it.
Where's everybody else?
I'd like to know that too. When the Devil was captured, they scattered. Some are dead, some ran for the hills. Some are probably holed up somewhere drinking.
What? The Devil's been captured, and that's how you tell me the news?
Who captured him?
How should I know? Some armed bastards.
Shit, Kubienka, you must know who came after you and why.
Well, we botched this job in Kuttenberg. It was supposed to be a breeze, but the fuckers outnumbered us 3-1. Before we could react, they knocked the Devil down and pounded on him like a deaf man on a door. Ada and I tried to help him, but we just couldn't.
Fuck.
It pisses me off that we had to leave him there. But we would have been captured.
How long has it been since he was captured?
I've been sitting here drinking ever since it happened. So, maybe a week, maybe even a month. More like a month.
A month? They haven't hanged him yet.
That's the thing. The Devil's famous. Lots of people want him dead. But they won't give him the news or the axe. They want to send his soul to the Lord in a much worse way. The Devil is a proper bastard, but not even he deserves that.
What are they planning to do with him?
The Devil's got a fat price on his head. He's the most feared robber baron in Bohemia. There are several empty tents in Sigismund's camp, thanks to him. They really want to relish his death. They'll take him to their camp outside of town for that.
Who told you that?
When someone owes you a dice wager, they'll spill him what they don't know. They say the people of Kuttenberg can't wait to see him gone.
Do you know where they're keeping him?
Why? The town guard took him. So he's probably in the town jail?
Fuck. There's no way we're getting him out of there.
My words. Otherwise, we would have gotten him away from those fuckers a long time ago. Not even a mouse can get him there. We can't pull off something like that.
If they're gonna move him, that could be our chance. We'll wait for them and free the Devil.
He will be watched by a dozen armed guards. We're only 3. So unless you have 10 men up your sleeve...
I thought the Devil would have at least 10 men. But other than that, it makes sense. I don't think we'll have another shot.
I was going to hire some muscle for help here, but I got thirsty. You know the rest.
More like I know you. But maybe we'll find someone around here. Everybody will listen if we mention coin. Can you think of anything else that might come in handy?
Well, how about some hand cannons?
Have you got some?
Well, not on me. But maybe there are some in our old camp. It isn't far.
Maybe.
Maybe. Surely. If I can remember where we hit them. And as luck would have it, they're not far from the road they used to transport the devil.
What place is that?
This narrow gully with a nice curve that backs for something nasty to happen in it. West of here. You can't miss it.
Looks like there's still some sense left in your noggin despite the booze.
And what about me?
You'll go with Kubianka to get the hand cannons. He may be... surely hid somewhere.
Great. At least I won't have to carry them myself.
Don't dilly-dally. And when you have them, meet me at the ambush spot. Keep an eye on him. And don't let him talk your ear off.
Бляха, цікаве місце. Мені з цим типом потрібно йти, да? Ресталище. Купальня. Стирка. Кузниця. Блядь. Ого, а що в тебе за лошадь така? Опа. Не понял. А. Глянь, вони однакові. Ладно, я думаю, на цьому можна зараз гляну, що там в кузниці. І можна на цьому закінчувати. На наступному стрімі вже пройдемо. Блядь, тоже толком нихуя не продвинулись, но... Да ладно.
What do you have for sale?
Так. Нихуя себе. Дуэльный длинный меч. Боевой длинный меч. Клас. Дуельний мені дуже сильно подобається. І по дамагу 157, ебануться. Бляха. Було б золоте, я б купив. Блять, наручі охуєнно виглядають. Просто пиздец. Ну, сука, гірше, ніж мої. Ну, виглядає вообще прям вау. Трошки гірше, ніж мої. Чертеж боевого длинного меча. Давай подивимось. Ось він.
I hope you'll be satisfied, my friend.
Так. Треба ж изучить, да? Ну, подивимось. Так. Панський охотничий тесак. Виглядає симпатично. Так, із самого такого дорогого у мене що тут? Рицарський меч, как бы. Його я вже ніяк не перевершу. Что? Ебать. Что, блядь? Блядь, что? Толецкая сталь. Ебать, хочу. Пизда, я хочу. Окей. Ладно. А, широкий длинный меч 158, 142. Блять. Перекованный меч, блять, сука, вот нахуй. 190, блять. Це максимальна імбова хуйня. Ну, думаю, щось, конечно, краще його є, ну. Бойовий топор конника. Сука, булави не роблю. Хуйово. Я топор конника, это легко, курьерский топор. Шипу. Блять, ну це, конечно, сука, потрібно буде зробити. Обов'язково. Бля, дуже круто. Ладно. Ти хто такий? Кузнець. А тут я з ким розмовляв? Ага. Понятно. Янжишка. Тут що у нас? Окей. Тут що у нас? Хуяся, потрібно подивитися. О, це чому я не можу взяти? Сарабовый арбалет. Хуяся. Ну оце хуйня цікавить. Ну да ладно. Це вже на наступному стрімі. Я просто вже знаю, що куди йти і що робити. Хуяся, глянь. А ну-ка. Хуяся, майже 2000. Льонь! Він дорожче, ніж мій. А ну. Бля, і виглядає симпатично. Окей. Так. бронік. Зараз тепер подивимось, що краще чи ні. Ні, досі не краще. І от, наприклад, от тут краще було подягати. Вообще супер. Ну да ладно. Побачимось в наступному стрімі.